Hello, this is your traveling Silverback, and I'm gonna show you the best attractions in Boquete, Panama. The town Boquete is located in the mountains of David in the Chiriqui province. It's a mix of highland and small town life. Boquete is a backpacker hub combined with many nature attractions. This is where many American retirees have chosen to make this their home. Here I will talk about the town Boquete and what to do in Boquete, and I will also talk about the town David, which is located in the south, maybe 30 minutes by car of Boquete. This is where we stayed on our trip in Panama. This is my website where I've put all the information about Boquete. The main attraction for us was the Lost Waterfalls, or also called Three Waterfalls. An amazing nature experience which you can do by yourself if you know where to go. The Lost Waterfalls are pretty much three waterfalls on the same trail. It is an advanced hike, especially if it's rainy. It was rainy when we were there, so we just made the first waterfall, or we just visited this first waterfall because it was so slippery and wet. How to get there? You can book a trip in town or via TripAdvisor, but if you have a rental car, you can do this trip easily on your own. You just go up the mountain on a narrow road. It's not a dangerous ride. The road is just a little bit narrow, so if you have to pass a car, it will be a little bit tight. After passing the Cascada de San Ramon, this is a waterfall where you can pull over to take pictures. This is not one of the three waterfalls. This is just on the street or beside the street where you go up to the three waterfalls. Note, what comes now is important, so you don't drive to the wrong waterfall and pay unnecessary fees. After taking pictures of the Cascada de San Ramon waterfall, you will drive about 1 mile or around 1,600 meters, and then you will see a fork. So here is the Cascada de San Ramon waterfall, and you will drive up here, and this is the Cascada Escondido waterfall. This is not the place you want to go. The place you want to go is up here, the Three Lost Waterfalls. So don't mistake this Cascada Escondida waterfall with the Three Lost or Three Waterfalls. So you go right on a fork, and then an even narrower road will lead you up to the three waterfalls. Parking. This is a big plus if you have a tour. There are limited parking spots. You have to park on the side of the road, but if it's very crowded and maybe there are 3, 4 or even 5 cars already there, you will have trouble parking your car up there. So my tip, go early in the morning, so you will be sure to have a parking spot for you. Start of the trail. This was very confusing when we were there. You will just see a dirt road going down and no entry house or anything like that. When you go early in the morning, there are no people there as well, so we were a little bit confused if you were on the right spot. Just keep walking. After about 50 minutes up the first trail, there's a little entry house where you have to pay $7. There's supposed to be a restaurant up here as well, but when we were there it wasn't open. The first waterfall is reachable in about 50 minutes and is not so difficult to get to. The second one is also for more or less advanced hikers or physically fit people, especially if wet. It should be reachable in another 10 minutes. And the third waterfall is hard to get to, especially if you want to get to the bottom. And be careful on the top of the third waterfall, see red dot on the trail map. We could just make the first waterfall because it was so slippery and wet, and we had only sneakers, so make sure to bring good footing, especially if wet, what in Boquete is very common. Recap, all in all a great experience, especially if you enjoy the drive up the road and willing to hike an advanced hike and get rewarded with 3 spectacular waterfalls, or 4 if you count in the Cascada San Ramon. Then another real insider tip is the Los Cangilones De Gualaca, another free activity where not many tourists go. The Los Cangilones are mini canyons, or is a mini canyon near David and Boquete. So here is Boquete town, or Boquete town, and the Cangilones are here, pretty much in the middle of David, which is down here, Boquete here. So this will be around 1 hour, 15-minute drive, and up here should be 1 hour drive. It really reminded me of the 27 waterfalls in Puerto Plata. If you want to check that video out, click on the information button on the top right. When to go? Always recommend go in the morning. There's a great chance you will have the canyon for yourself. In the afternoon or on the weekends there will be a lot of locals here, so decide for yourself what you like. All in all, a day of fun and relaxation in an amazing nature environment. Then in the town Boquete or on TripAdvisor or anywhere else you can book coffee tours or Boquete Outdoor Adventures, which means river rafting, zip lining and a lot of other adventure experiences. They are not free and will cost a little bit, especially in Boquete. Prices are a little bit higher because this is the main nature attraction in Panama. Then a Volcano Baru hike. I'm always a fan of volcano, and we decided not to go on a hike because unfortunately, as I researched the hike, it will cost a lot of time, about 6 hours just to get up. You will almost always spend the night on top of the mountain, and then you will start in the morning again to decline the mountain, and this will take another 6 hours and you will go down there. So if you're not a real hiking lover, this will probably not be the tour you want to go to. Then the Volcano Baru 4x4 tour. This is where you go with the specially equipped 4x4 on a very heavy dirt road. This is just for real adventurers and not for the faint-hearted. Although you can see the top of the volcano in 1 day rather than the hike, which will take 2 days. It's more expensive with a cost factor of around $200 to $250. There are a lot of other trails. I researched on TripAdvisor the Senderos Los Quetzales trail and the Pipeline Trail, another beautiful hiking trail in the Boquete forest. The beaches, of course, Boquete is in the mountains, they have no beaches there. You will have to go to David in order to get a beach, and even from center of David you will have a 45-minute ride to the Playa La Barqueta. This is a really large beach where almost only locals go. There are some restaurants in the back. They are big after shallow waters, especially on low tide, so great to go with little kids, as well as if you want to seek action in big waves. Speciality on this beach is you have a type of palm tree leaf shelter which will protect you from the hot sun in David. It's really something I've never seen before, and I think it's very cool, so you can bring a folding chair or something like that and just chill under the shade of these man-made shelters. Restaurants is a great restaurant or a bakery and restaurant in Boquete is the Sugar and Spice. This is where many backpackers meet, free Wi-Fi, and located more or less in the center of Boquete. Makes this a great place to visit before you go to your activity. Then we spent the most time in David. The El Fogón is a vibrant, authentic restaurant in the middle of David. We got the recommendation from our hosts. This is a busy and active restaurant where many people go out just for drinks, but the food there is very good as well. Loud music will sound from giant speakers and people are talking and laughing loudly as well. A great local experience. Then this is a real budget tip, the Supermercado Array back counter. If you want something quick and cheap, you could go to any fast food chain, but if you want something more authentic and healthy, go to the supermarket Supermercado Array in the shopping area east of David. This is located here where there is a big shopping area. just go straight to the back of the supermarket, and you can buy styrofoam packed pre-cooked meals where you can also pay there. So inside of the supermarket, eat it there or take it out and eat it anywhere you want to. This is a very healthy and cheap alternative to any fast food chain you will find out there. The size is pretty adequate as well, especially for a Panamanian meal, which tend to be much smaller than your basic American meal and even smaller than the European meals. This was a nice surprise that the sizes were bigger. La Bendición, this is a nice, quieter restaurant in David. Great Panamanian food, either inside or outside of the restaurant. The locals come here to have a drink or eat with families or friends in a relaxed environment. In the hotel we stayed as usual in Airbnb Villa Dora David in Panama. This is an Airbnb where you will stay in a private room in the home of your hosts. We had a great time with Jennifer and Roberto. This place is very affordable and very safe. If you're on a budget and want to have a home base in David to go to the beach or to go to Boquete, this is a great place to go. We can really recommend it. And all in all, the province Chiriqui with towns Boquete and David. David isn't that spectacular, just a great place to make your home base, to go to the beach and to go to Boquete, especially if you have a rental car. And if you don't have a rental car, I would recommend to stay in Boquete, one of the many hostels there, and just enjoy the time up there. David itself is pretty hot, especially in the dry season, so around 80-85 degrees Fahrenheit or around 28-32 degrees Celsius, and Boquete will be a lot cooler, about 65-75 degrees Fahrenheit. That will be around 25 degrees Celsius. So if you don't like the heat, you will be just fine in Boquete. Make sure to check out my video about general Panama and of course my video about Panama City. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and don't forget to subscribe.